So
That's in the
to
mind.
tell a woman of a
That's
certain
Hold it,
age
hold it. We live.
that
We
ain't
live.
it.
We
Oh,
are
We live.
live. Oh, you know, it don't matter about her. No, it don't matter. We are live. We are live. Good morning, good morning, good morning, South
that was a
Florida.
setup. That was a setup.
Hello, world. This is Robert Henderson Jr. live in the beautiful studios of the Henderson Financial Group. Robert Henderson, I am certified financial planner, certified tax coach. I am the president, CEO of the Henderson Financial Group. And joining me right here next door in living color, bling bling for the end of the year, is my one and only sister-in-law, Linda V. Harris, joining me also with my partner, my brother from another mother, James T., all the way from Hot 105, my brother. We are here. Isn't it good to be here on the last day,
Last Saturday
of the year 2023? You know, it's been 30 years since New Year's was on a Monday. You know that?
I did not know that.
Yes, because it feels like, man, New Year's starting out on a Monday. When the last time that happened? I looked and I said, 30 years ago.
Wow.
30 years
Only
ago.
you would not only wonder that, recognize that, but look it up and research
You
it.
said
Thank
only
you, Robert.
me,
Only
me.
you would look it up.
You know, I'm still
But that's
inquisitive.
good. That's
You know,
good.
I'm 65 years old and I'm still just as inquisitive as I was as I can remember. I'm like, why is this? I asked a lot of whys of what happened. When did it happen?
Even now, more with me, like I need to really delve in on AI and GP chat, and I really want to know because I'm totally
Chat
can make
GPT.
my chat that part.
Yeah, that.
See, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I'm totally can make my life so much easier.
A whole lot
doing
easier.
performers and budgets and
it's the new thing. It's the new thing.
It's the new thing.
It's like having a cell phone.
I'm sure somebody's gonna have a free workshop. I'm waiting on that.
It's all over. It's all on YouTube. It's everywhere. Linda, you just gotta, just slow
Listen
down.
quiet.
Just slow down. Just slow down, man. James, how you been doing, my brother?
Oh, Rob, this is truly the best day of my life. Okay?
Yes.
Until midnight.
I second that.
Well, hey, Rob, and I was just reflecting, and I know I sent you and Linda an email earlier this morning, and I really was just doing a reflection of what you're going to be talking about as well, of how great the year has been, because we've been constantly not just learning, but growing. And then
Yes.
when I look back at the things that we've been able to do within the year, we weren't just thinking about it and visioning it, but we did that knowledge, understanding, and that wisdom. We did some applying some of the things that we learned so that we could grow. And I applaud Linda for her stepping out this year to help the company to grow and learning more and connecting more and having great
Still
relationships.
haven't gotten that promotion to president, but thank you, Jane.
Okay, I'm finished.
Still complaining. Still
working for that promotion.
Still
but thank you
complaining.
for recognizing my work, James, and hopefully others will too.
Linda, right before everybody, today I crown you president. You are president. What? I don't know, but you are president. Today, Linda is president. You president.
Of what?
That's not right.
You president. You are president.
This is not right.
But Robert, I gotta say this. But my study this morning dealt with Miles talking about we were all created to be kings, and then he defined it, because when you say somebody's a king, you usually say, "Well, no, I'm a female," or whatever. No. See, the word king did not mean that you were king over people. You're king over, and you can take dominion over your giftedness, and the combination of working with other kings, we build the kingdom.
I didn't hear the word queen.
Well, but where do you think queen came from, Linda?
Ooh,
she ain't thought about
it. Where did Eve come from?
Ooh.
But nevertheless, I'm gonna leave that in 2023.
She ain't thought about that either. She don't care, James.
See, it's
looking for queen.
Linda, it's not whether you're male or female.
Oh, okay.
It is just that you rule. You rule over
that. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, you over that you have been created to do and gifted to do. Hey, you rule.
And today is the 6th day of Kwanzaa, Kuumba, and that means creativity, to do always as much as we can and the way we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic, man. So today I want to, since this is the last show of the year of 2023, I thought we would recap what we talked about throughout the whole year. Some people didn't get a chance to view us, even though we're on Facebook and YouTube. But I just wanted to briefly recap some of the subjects and topics that we talked about during the year, because repetition is a very powerful tool, and sometimes we'll talk about something and we won't talk about it again, and people just forget it.
Right.
But the system and society that we live in, it is master, king of indoctrinating, and king and queen. The system that we live in is controlling our thoughts, and it does a lot of repetition. And we are creatures of habit. We are where we are in our life, financially, and everything else is because of the choices that we've made. And most people believe that circumstances got us here, but that's not true, because circumstances are temporary. Your choices can be permanent. You agree with that? Yeah. So most people talk about their circumstances. They ain't got this, they ain't got that, they ain't got this. A lot of times they say, they don't have this, or they're not happy. That's a choice. That really is a choice. So, as a matter of fact, for 2024, I want to make that the year of choices. Us making good choices and understanding how your choices is your steering wheel of your life.
I like that.
You like that?
The year of choices.
The year of choices, where you make your choices work for you.
And if you're not sure, or you could take, what do you like to say, the red pill or the blue pill? Go ask somebody that's demonstrated. Ask.
And the good thing about choices, you don't just have one. You can always change your choices. You can always say, I'm going left and I'm going right. Because,
that's true.
Because to think of a choice, think of your choices and take your power back.
So you can change your mind.
You always can change your mind.
Okay.
Because some people feel like, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
I got in this position and this is where I am, and I just should settle.
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't settle.
Just because you said, like, if I told, because I'm still holding out hope I'm gonna get married again, and just because I said that we can combine assets, I changed my mind. I don't want to do it now. Well, and so I made the choice initially, and now I changed my mind. I like that. The year of choices, and it is okay to change your mind.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but I don't want you to get choices and I would say choice is a very powerful word. But I don't want you to overuse choice when it comes to commitment. If we say we're gonna get married, and you go up to the altar, and then next week you say, I'm gonna unmarry you.
I changed my mind.
Well, I don't want you to get so loose lips, and don't let choices just overpower
commitment
and discipline.
Okay.
Choices is good.
Okay.
But it has its place, but you don't want it to overpower commitment, and you don't want to overpower discipline.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yes, I said I wasn't going to eat the whole cake this week.
But I changed my mind.
I choose to eat all the cake.
Potato chips.
Yeah. Yeah. So you want to be these are powerful mind things. So you want to be able to know how to handle them and use them wisely. Like you want to use knowing when to use a fork, knowing when to use a knife, knowing when to use a spoon. It's going to be very difficult for you to eat soup with a fork.
Very good point.
Okay.
I was just saying that for the peoples, because I can hear people saying, well, Robert said I could change my mind. I got a choice. But to your point, don't let it override discipline.
That's right. And commitment.
Okay.
And know how to use them.
Okay.
You want to use choices, and you want to take your choices when you feel like you in a jam. You want to feel like you are in a jam, and in other words, you somewhere where it's really hurting you and it's degrading you, and you're not happy, and it's making you where you don't feel prosperous, you don't feel good. You know what I mean? And you feel like that it's taking you the wrong way, and you know that where you're going to end up is not going to be where you want to be.
I agree.
So if you feel that you're going down the wrong road, you can always take the choice, make the choice, and put it in reverse and go the other way.
It's like Lily Mae. She's saying, "Good morning, everyone from the Gulf of Mexico." See, Lily Mae planned that. She didn't just jump up, spend her money, and now in the Gulf of Mexico. So when you say choices, especially to my ladies, travel and clothes and designer purses, you have a choice. And so I want you to really, as you're there, ready to plop down that credit card or ready to plan that trip that you just say, "I'll book it now and pay for later." You got a choice, and it may have long running repercussions. So in a year of choice also, especially when it comes to your money, especially, let's make better choices. There's a new law that kicks in January 1, the anti-money laundering law. Now, no more buying a property and the oligarchs, and we don't know where the money came from, and all that has changed. You have to put down what account, where it came from, who's on that account. So hopefully it'll stop these cash buyers from flooding Florida and running up the prices, because they were just buying and we don't know who it was. It was just some foreign corporation that is stopped January 1. Speaking of choices, especially money choices.
Yes, but what's amazing about those, and every time they come up with those laws, and on the surface it looks like, okay, I got you.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we got them.
No.
No.
Let the church say amen.
There's always a loophole, Rob. There's always going to be a loophole, Rob.
It's like the mad scientist create this germ, but he always creates an antidote. Not only he might have it, or a few of his friends may have it.
Maybe it'll slow down all that cash coming in here.
Well, it's for some. It's like the U.S. tax code. The U.S. tax code, 99% of the U.S. tax code tells you not how to pay tax, how you can, the ways around paying taxes. You don't have to.
Gotcha.
And that's why the law says that you pay you pay taxes based on your understanding of what you think you're supposed to pay. That's it. And if you have somebody who don't understand the tax code, then you're going to pay more. We have a lot of people that call us at the last minute this week, man.
Yeah.
Saying they owe so much in taxes.
How can I?
Business owner. How can I do it? You can't do none of 2 more days. But there's a lot of people throughout the country that pay billions and billions of dollars a year. The IRS says people give up and lose their money and give their money away because of not actually knowing how to play the game of taxes, not understanding the rules, not understanding what you can do, all the moves that you can make. You know what I mean?
Amen.
That there's a lot of things that you can make. So in recapping, that's one of the subjects that we talked about. We talked about the power and the wonderfulness of owning rental property and real estate. Now, I think that's something that we don't want to give up on. We don't want to forget that.
Okay.
Real estate, even though it's being a landlord, but there is an app for that. There's a solution for that. If you don't want to, deal with tenants, like I don't deal with tenants at all.
No, you don't.
At all. But I own quite a bit of real estate.
You don't even want to raise the rent. You don't want to make the call to raise the rent. I don't care.
But the rent. Okay. But somebody make the call.
Somebody makes the call. You right.
Well, I don't want to confront the people, whatever, But anyway, I'm not confrontational, as you all know. But real estate, even if it was your primary residence and you decide to downsize or move somewhere else, you always want to take a look and say, should I sell this property or should I rent it out? Because the day you rent it out and it's not your homestead anymore, it becomes an asset. Not only becomes an asset, but it becomes a tax deduction. Because before, when you lived in the house and you painted it and you got a new kitchen and new floors and new windows, you couldn't take a tax deduction. But the moment it's not your homestead, the moment you left there and moved somewhere else, all of a sudden that same dwelling become a rental property. Now the government says, oh my God, you're one of us, and you're helping the government with housing. So anything you do, any upgrade, any finishing, any remodeling, any painting you do to enhance that property, you're going to get a tax deduction for it. So all of a sudden, it's a tax deduction. Even the mortgage that's on there becomes more of a benefit to you. Okay, the homeowner's insurance, when you have your primary residence, you can't deduct the homeowner's insurance. But if it's a rental property, you can
Yes, you
deduct the
can.
homeowner's insurance. If you change the doorknob, you can deduct the homeowner's insurance. And a lot of people, seniors who have retired, and they are empty nesters, and they don't have a lot of tax deductions because they've paid off their house, okay, and the children are grown, and now they're on their pension or they're getting their retirement and they're getting their Social Security. They are game free. I mean, they are wide open for to be really abused tax wise, and the government says, "I got you.
Gotcha.
You've done a good job. Now you have no type of reflectors, no type of defense in terms of tax strategy. We got you. So now your pension, your Social Security, everything is fully taxable." And that's why it's good to always have a second plan and to talk to the Henderson Financial Group so we can help you. So we like real estate, don't we?
We love real estate.
And Linda, you moving way more into commercial property. And why is that?
Absolutely, Robert. To your point, I love the passive income it creates. I love the fact that I could wake up and at midnight, 12:01, local government, the check is automatically deposited.
Oh, you like that passive income? You like that check?
Oh
that's
yeah.
showing
Oh
up.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And it seems like the months go by so fast.
Oh
now, huh?
yeah.
Whoa, it come
I
by
know
fast.
it go by fast when I pay my mortgage, but it also come in fast for when they pay me. Right.
Yes. You want to
Right.
make change. Did
Yeah,
he
so
pay? Did he pay?
Right. And then like you said, the deduction, every time I drive over there to take a look at it and make sure that, Kim and Rashida and everybody doing well.
Yes.
It's a tax deduction. I think this year I'm going to finally buy my sports car.
Oh, you're gonna? Oh, okay, a car
through the company.
Okay.
Through the company, because I don't have that kind of car. I just kind of keep my hay hauler. I drive a SUV because I got to put tile and paint in it. But I think this gonna be the year of choices for me. I finally get to treat myself.
Well, it is a year. That's why I say we're gonna dedicate this to year 2024 gonna be a year of making good choices.
Okay.
Okay, just zeroing in on your choices and minding your choices. So you say this year 2024 you're going to get your sports car.
I believe so. I say it every year, but I just can't get up off that money.
Yeah, no, because you're driving down on something. You're driving around town on something that costs $80,000-$90,000. It can be appreciated, but it depreciates.
I know. I just can't do it. But I've been a good little girl for these last 40, 50 years.
You only live once. I mean,
but I'm just not into cars. Like, anyway, enough about me.
Okay. So, enough about you. So why do you, why have you moved more into, because this year you was out a lot and you was into development class and learning more about real estate development. Why are you segueing more into commercial property versus residential property?
Timing is everything. And right now the need is here in South Florida. We have an affordable housing crisis, unprecedented money on the streets, unprecedented grant monies, and the government wants us to be part of the solution. So they're giving a lot of incentives, more than I've seen my entire life. And you just kind of, that's why it's good to have multiple licenses and multiple skill sets, because things change. And right now, what's changed is housing crisis all over the world. Affordable quality, not just housing, because there's market all way, a lot of those big cranes we see, but they're market rents. But when it comes to the person that serves your latte or changes your tire, we're pricing them out or teaching your kids. So timing is what there's a need to be filled, to your point.
So let me ask you a question. Why do you think that in part of our culture, why do you think that a lot of most Black men and women, when they think of wealth building, they don't think about real estate and real estate development? Why do you think that is? You think it's just part of our culture, or we don't see that? We don't see Johnny or Mr. John or whatever who has built wealth building real estate and actually being a developer or contractor? Why do you think that's just not? Most of us, we come up and we do the same thing. We want to be a correctional officer, police officer, a nurse, or lawyer, doctor, or, firefighter. Why do you think that we just bypass when it comes to building real estate buildings and why do you think that is?
I think the first thing is we don't have many examples of people doing it in our culture, in our lives. The second thing is it's a marathon. And a lot of people want things that are quick. They want their money to turn around quick. They want to, oh, you mean it's going to take a year to build? Oh man, forget it. We're planning for next Saturday as opposed to 5 years from now. And when you talk about building a building, multi-story or a city, you can't just plan for next Saturday.
Yeah.
So I think it's the time we're a microwave society, and a lot of us, and I also think we don't have people that are good examples and have seen it. I've always said, if somebody did it, I can do it. If I see somebody that did, and that's what I'm trying to put out there, it can be done. But it's going to take time. So to answer your question, examples, we got to know it's going to take a minute. It's not quick.
Yeah, it's about time. I want 2024 for a lot of people of color to start looking at where the real money is. Where is the real money? And that slow money, oftentimes, that 10-year money is the real money. You know what I mean?
Boy, when it pop, it pop.
Yeah,
and it seemed like just when you need it, because you at a certain age, you can't keep trading hours for dollars, and then the pop.
Yeah, that slow money always seems like it's the best money, the stern money, the money that got roots to it.
Yeah,
the money that's deep. Money, when it takes 3 years, and blowing 5 in the wind. Years, right, or 10 years. James, you know about that. Shoe, you buy some property 20 years ago, or 30 years ago. That thing right there, that's some real strong, deep-rooted money. When you start planning for that kind
as soon as it appreciates 100,000, 200, we want to sell. We got to play the long game.
Yeah,
we got to play the long game.
Yeah.
One of the things that you talked about earlier this year, Rob, was building generational wealth. And teaching our children. First of all, you don't just build the wealth for them to cash out when you're dead. Well, when you go to heaven, but you want to train them. And I had a question asked me, well, if you never sell, then how are you going to make money?
Ooh.
Wow. Now, when that question came, that's what I did. And I really walked away, took a deep breath. And said, there's some educating that we need to do, because if you can't see what's happening, like you were talking, Linda, what's happening in wherever you are, not just in South Florida, not just in Florida, but all over the country. Whatever it is that you bought 20 or 30 years ago, I dare you now to be able to say, oh, it's not, the value is less than what it was. I mean, Rob, 1980 for me, through Robert Henderson. Robert name is on the papers, and 1980, Linda.
Ooh.
It's a long time.
And it is 2024.
Yes.
Right.
And what?
2004, and that's the one thing when Robert talks about choices, you got to choose to be better, to do better, to grow, because a lot of people think that I got it. Think about it now. People really believe having $1 million. Oh, I done made it. Come on, divide that by the rest of your life and see what you got.
Ooh.
That's right. You can't sit there. You can have $1 million, but you can't let it just sit there.
Just
that $1 million got to grow. You can't just sit there. It's like saying 40 years ago I got a 10 cent. 50 years ago I got a 10-cent stamp. You can't just let that stamp sit there. You go back now, you say, well, here's a 10-cent stamp, or here's a 66-cent stamp.
Robert,
your stamp grow, or your stamp still 10 cents.
Most people are saying that's just collector's item because we're not using stamps anymore.
Hey,
you can't go to the post office without a stamp. You got to have a stamp. Rob, and guess who's going to the post office now? They don't look. Hey, they're not those. Hey, Linda, they're not those 25 to 35-year-old kings and queens. They're saying,
no, they're not. I got a card from my girlfriend in California. She actually took the time to buy a card, write in it, put a stamp on it. I was so touched. To your point, no one does that.
Yes,
it's almost like a special thing now.
Well, they it's antiquated, but they still doing it. The post office still around.
Okay,
all right. Okay, so to your point, that's why I want to talk about real estate. That was something that we talked about during the year. And the reason why I want to recap it, because I don't want to go into one ear to our listeners and our viewers and they go out the other ear. I want you to be thinking about that choices, because whatever assets that you have, you can convert them, you can diversify, and you can increase, add some real estate. A lot of people don't have no real estate. Real estate, and James, when you talk about legacy building, you know, and for the person that's asked you and say, if you have real estate, when do you sell it? Let me tell you something. The only reason why you'd want to sell it is because you want to get more money, or you want to cash in. But you don't have to sell it in order to cash in. You can have your cake and eat it too. I want you all to think about that. There's always different ways to do. That's why it's so important to call the Henderson Financial Group and say, this is what I'm trying to do. Is there a better way? That's all you got to ask. That's all you got to say to yourself. Is there a better way to do what I want to do? Like Linda, you know, your car. Is there a better way to get that car and have your cake and eat it too? Of course it is, without even feeling guilty about it.
Okay, because I've been feeling guilty.
No.
Okay. Thank you.
There's a better way, and you feel like you didn't spend no money.
Okay.
And you spent, somebody else bought the car for you.
Okay.
That's psychologically good. There's a better way. I'm telling you.
Okay.
So all you got to do is ask Robert. I just say, call Robert.
Who is the president of the Henderson Financial?
Who really is the president? Who really is the president of the Henderson Financial Group?
Duly noted, Jane.
So there's ways to have your cake and eat, to have the real estate and still get what you want out of the real estate and still own it and still get the tax deduction.
Okay.
That's in that U.S. tax code. Congress makes sure that happens because everybody in Congress have a lot of real estate. Okay, they have a lot of it. All right. So the other thing we talked about, remember we talked about reverse mortgages and how wonderful it is and how you use it. Most people say, you know, especially in the Black community, got a bad rap on reverse mortgage. And the people that don't look like us in other communities, killing it. Killing it.
It's a bad rap. They taking grandma's house.
Right. And they're gonna take my house.
And they're gonna take my house.
Trust me, bankers don't want your house.
It's still that myth.
Yes.
So explain, Rob. Explain.
So reverse mortgage is a concept where you can have your cake and eat it too. I've used it several times.
My mom has it.
Yes. My mom had it. You know, several times where you have an elderly person and they'll say that they're getting ready to retire, and their biggest burden is that mortgage. And oftentimes they try to pay off that mortgage before they retire. They may owe $200,000. They may do double, triple time, take all the money just to pay off that mortgage. So in 10 years when they retire, they have no mortgage. But that's so antiquated. That's like having a beeper. That's like getting on I-95 with a horse and buggy. That's old thought.
But I'm property rich now.
No. Remember, you can't take the house with you. You can always use it.
Absolutely.
So it's how you living. So someone who's about to retire, rather than piling all that money, paying off $200,000, doing overtime just to pay the mortgage company off, you still got brick and mortar. It's paid off. And remember, houses don't grow in value based on the whether they have a loan or mortgage or not. All houses grow in value based on appraised value, not how much, if it's paid off or not. You understand? So when you pay off a house, you just put money in the walls, but that money ain't growing. It ain't paying you they ain't paying you 1%.
It doesn't increase in value because it's zero balance.
Right. And the money is in the wall, it's in the dirt, but you have access to it. You actually trade real money and you gave it to the mortgage company. You say, my house is paid out. So now you have this house that has no mortgage on it. And you say it's valued at $500,000, but you can't get it. That's an illusion. You can't get it. You can't go tomorrow and say, I want to get a car because my house is paid off. You can't go to the grocery store and say, give me groceries because my house is paid off. They're going to say, where the money?
Right.
You're going to have to say, well, let me go and get a loan. Whoa, you ain't got a job.
Right. You're retired.
How you going to get it out?
Right.
Okay. And then you go to those predator loans. So that's not having access to capital. It's better way is to say, I have this house. I owe $200,000 on. I'm getting ready to retire in 10 years. I'm not going to take all of my $200,000 and pay off the mortgage. Right. It's better for you to take $200,000 and put it outside, put it in an investment that's going to be growing 5 or 6%. Now you always have that money.
Gotcha.
And if you want to pay off the house, you could do it.
Mhm.
But I would never tell you to pay the house off. I would never tell you that. I would tell you use that equity in the house to get more assets. Think about this.
Mhm.
If you have a mortgage and it's $200,000 and you're getting ready to retire 3 years from now, 5 years from now, you want to pay it off.
Mhm.
This is what I would say. We will get a reverse mortgage, meaning the government will pay off that mortgage for you.
Okay.
So instead of using your $200,000 to pay the balance off, the government will pay the balance off for you.
So there's still a mortgage on the house.
Right, but the payment is frozen,
Wow.
and you don't have to make any payments until you are dead. Now,
Then the payments start.
then the payments stop, but they start 1 year after you're dead.
Okay.
So your loved ones have 1 year after you die to start to pay the people back. You got 1 year to figure out how to pay
Or
them
they
back.
can buy the property.
They can buy the property, or they can sell the property.
Or they can sell it.
But during that lifetime, when you stop your payments, because now you retire, you don't have a mortgage payment, at least you can go on your cruises. At least you can have, because retirement is cash flow.
yes.
It's everything cash flow.
Yes.
How much money is coming in? So security, pension, how much money is coming? I don't have to pay out these bills. That's what it is. If you get a reverse mortgage, you have a car loan, you can pay the car loan off. You can pay all that off. Now you don't have no payment. Now you can feel good, not stressed out. And when you die,
Mhm.
you can sell the house. If you want the house to go to Little Ronnie. The problem is when Big Mama has 5 and 6 kids, she leaves the house to all 5 kids. And we know that is a mess. They ain't like each
The
other.
recipe for disaster.
They didn't really like each other when Big Mama was alive.
Right.
Now she
Right.
gonna leave them a house and she dead.
I
And she
never
can't-
trusted you anyway. Boy.
Man, somebody ain't gonna pay the taxes, they ain't gonna pay the insurance, and next thing you know, the house gonna get foreclosed on. So Big Mama, is better to do that reverse mortgage, pull your equity out. You can pull the money out and go and travel and do what you want to, make no monthly payments, and still keep your house and still live in your house. If you're gonna live for another 100 years, they ain't gonna ask you for no payments.
So now Big Mama borrowed the government has a mortgage of 200,000, forwarded that money to Big Mama, because sometimes you actually can get a lump sum.
Yeah, you can take money out, or if you don't need the money, just say, hey, I don't need your money. Just pay the mortgage off. I don't need to take the money out. Just pay the mortgage off government, so I don't have no monthly payments. And then when I die, then my loved ones, they can either sell this property, because hopefully
It'll be worth more.
it'll be worth more. It will
Absolutely.
appreciate in the next 20 years,
Gotcha.
But also, Robert, wouldn't it be good to have an insurance policy on Big Mama? So
yeah,
that
yeah, you 100% right, James. Boy, you got this down. What we usually do, we put insurance on Big Mama, so we know when she do go to the pearly gates, bam, a $200,000-$300,000 life insurance policy to pay off that mortgage if she want to.
Come
Right?
on.
The kids either pay it off and get a reverse mortgage money, the $200,000 that she borrowed with no monthly payments, or they can say, we keeping this life insurance and we gonna sell this $200,000 life insurance. We gonna keep that, and we gonna sell this house because ain't nobody moving back to that neighborhood because it's changed.
Gotcha.
But
So,
you have
Robert, a better
you have
way.
choice. A
Robert,
better way, right?
It's a better way because you're going to get the death policy, and now the increased value of the property that was $200 that may be, 200,000 that may be in many of these markets now 600 to 700. Can you, Rob,
Absolutely.
there
Absolutely.
are areas that I grew up in. We ran the streets and played ball in.
Mhm.
Houses that are now $699,000.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
That when people purchased it, Rob, way back then, they were paying less than $20,000.
And you just said something, but you just said something that we talked about earlier. Time. You say way back then. Ain't nothing. There's no investment that beats time.
Best one is the time.
The best one to
10-year
take
one,
10
20
years, 20 years.
Yeah.
Them the best ones.
Those the pops, man.
Because if you're alive, them 20 years coming. I heard last night, I was in church last night, and it said, I want y'all to think about this. We talk about tomorrow.
Right.
Tomorrow.
Right.
But did you really know tomorrow never comes? Okay, as I know.
Yeah, you got to break this down.
Okay. Tomorrow never comes because today is Saturday, right?
Yes.
And we're gonna say tomorrow is Sunday.
Yes.
So we're gonna go to sleep. We're
Mhm.
gonna wake up. We're gonna be in Sunday. Are we gonna say, hey, today is tomorrow? No, we're gonna say today is today. So tomorrow never come. We say that, but every time the next day come, we in that day and we call it today. We
Right.
don't call it tomorrow.
And the next day is tomorrow.
And then- Yes.
Got
And the
it.
next day tomorrow. But when we get in there,
we keep kicking tomorrow.
we keep kicking them out tomorrow and it really
down
never comes.
down the can.
Rob,
Okay, I got you.
And one of the things, Rob, when we talk about these investments, most people, that's what they want to do. Well, I'll do that next year. No, when people ask me about investing or what's a good time to buy, and I ask them,
Now.
what time is it? What
Now.
time is it?
That's right.
If it is 9, whatever, hey, the time is now. Because what most people haven't learned, Rob, another thing that you've always taught is that even if you bought now and somehow the value went down, what you can do is dollar cost average so that, because it's going to come back.
It's going to come back.
Oh, believe me, it's going to come back.
Tomorrow is going to be tomorrow. It'll be today, but it'll be tomorrow.
On that day, you'll look around and say, oh my goodness, I wish I had. I should have. I could have. And then the one thing that you always discuss, Rob, was most people think that they have too little. Whatever you have is enough if you would get started and seek counsel through the Henderson Financial Group.
That's absolutely true.
Amen.
So reverse mortgage, we talked about reverse mortgage. Now, if you want to know more about reverse mortgages, here at the Henderson Financial Group, we do reverse mortgages. Here at the Henderson Financial Group, we're real estate brokers. So we can help you with real estate. If you need to sell a house, if you need to buy a house, if you need to sell some land, if you need to buy some land, call the Henderson Financial Group. We'll do a market analysis for you and tell you what's the best price. It's the same thing with reverse mortgage. We come to us. We'll do the analysis for you. If you have a cousin, a friend, or someone, just call the Henderson Financial Group and we'll do the analysis for you and tell you which is the best plan for you and how to do it. And we'll walk you through. We won't leave you. So everything that we're talking about, the Henderson Financial Group, these are things that we offer. These are benefits for you. All you got to do is ask, seek, and knock. You got to make the choice. Another thing that we talked about that I really love, one of my top subjects that I really love is the value of life insurance. Now, when we talk about life insurance, we're not talking about death insurance. There's a difference between life insurance and death insurance. Death insurance is just you paying Colonial, $10,000 policy,
picking on Colonial.
You're paying all them people that says it costs nothing, and boy, I tell you, death insurance, the difference between death insurance is you paying just for that. Death insurance.
I never heard that term. I like that.
You like what?
Death insurance.
It's death insurance
instead of life insurance.
Yeah,
it's two different things.
Yeah, we like life insurance because life insurance means that we're going to pay for life insurance, but we can use that money while we're alive. We want life insurance to give us living benefits while we're alive.
Gotcha.
Death insurance means that you're paying for a policy that you're never going to benefit from. It's okay. You're going to leave it for your loved ones, but you'll never see a dime.
But you can have it both ways.
You can have it both ways. Yes. But I like to give my flowers while I'm alive. I like to have my cake and eat it too. I want to be insured, but I always want to have access. So the life insurance I'm talking about giving me access, control, and liquidity. Meaning that if I put money into a life insurance policy, yes, if I go wake up dead and I'm in heaven, my loved ones are taken care of. But I also, if I'm not dead and I want to use that money to buy real estate or buy some stocks or whatever, I will go buy a car. My life insurance policy, I can use that as collateral, and go and buy those other assets and have two assets in place of one. That's what I like about
the accident don't kill you and you need your money now to take care of yourself.
Yes.
Right.
The life insurance, especially the IUL that we talk about all the time, gives us critical illness, chronic illness, long-term care, disability component inside of our life insurance policy. So rather than paying for a cancer policy or long-term care policy, we just put it all in the life insurance policy. And if we have $1 million policy or $500,000 policy, if we don't die and we get sick, hurt, or can't work, then the life insurance policy will double, as a cancer policy, and it will pay you a lump sum. We love that. We love that. Just in case. We don't like putting our money into vehicles that if you don't use it, you lose it. Auto insurance is bad enough. If you don't get in an accident next year, you start over and and homeowner insurance too. You don't even build no collateral. You don't even build no cash value in life insurance. I mean, homeowners insurance.
Yeah.
Homeowner insurance, if your house don't burn down, okay, it didn't burn down. Next year, pay again. I never liked that. I never liked that.
That's a huge sum every month or every year. It's
those kind of strategies you have to lose in order to win.
a lot of folks, especially in the Keys, they're taking a chance and self-insuring. They're paying off their mortgage so they don't have to, the lender won't mandate because it's free and clear, but they're taking a chance. They rather save that $30,000 a year and pay off the house so that they don't have. But yeah,
I hope they're saving that money. If they don't want to, if they want to self-insure, if you want to self-insure, that means you got to take that money that normally you would pay for the insurance and put it in a little side kitty and let it grow. So when the rainy day do come, stuff does happen unexpectedly. That's why they call it a surprise. You got to have that money so you can also be able to be
insurance
your insurance
company denying claims anyway. So they're like, man, let me save I mean, it's a gamble, and you want to definitely think hard and long about that
choices.
One. Yeah.
Check out the choices. The year of choices. The other thing that we talked about, I want to recap, is the living trust. Oh my God. What's the difference between the will and the trust? So many, especially people of color, have wills or they don't have nothing. What do you think about that, Linda?
I think that is absolutely ridiculous. I think those people think they don't have anything. And what's the point of getting a trust? Is for rich people. It's not for me. All I have is a house, a car that's, it's paid off, but it's older. Couple pieces of jewelry, not worth much. I don't have an art collection. So they think they don't need a trust.
I think in the year 2020, matter of fact, let's let the year 2024 that we start understanding that a will, the word will, let's retire that in terms of like it's junior league. That's adolescent thinking. Will. Let's think more of a trust. It's more prosperous. It's more bigger. It's varsity. It's not junior varsity. Will's a junior varsity. It's secondary. You know what I mean? You want to be first class. You don't want to be second class. So wills are like second class. Why don't we memorize will being second class, a trust being first class?
Okay.
So those who are listening and hearing, that's how we're going to memorize, because you got to train your mind to be able to have reference. So I want you to fix in your mind a will is second class. And a trust is first class, and you want to be first class. And trust don't cost a lot, but trust do way more than what a will do, because when you have a will, you got to go through probate, meaning that you got to pay more. You got to pay to get the will done, and then when your loved one die, you got to pay again and go through probate, which go through the courts. And then if you have 25 different relatives that's coming in, you're gonna have a problem. Okay, and that starts with a will, and then after you wish you would have had a trust. So I'm telling you, think more about living trust rather than just having a will. Now, the will, there is inside the living trust, there's something called a living will. That is the health surrogate part of the trust. That says mom be on a she shouldn't take blood, or mom or dad don't want to be hooked up to all these machines and life support, don't want to be in a coma, don't want to, don't experiment, or don't give them your organs away. That's what we call the living will, the health surrogate, who is going to have that power of attorney to actually carry on what mom says or dad says they want to have happen. That's part of a living trust. And the second thing I want you to remember, when you go to anyone and these lawyers and say, I want to live in trust, 9 times out of 10, they'll do the living trust, but they won't fund the living trust. Fund it meaning that they got to put the stuff in it. An unfunded living trust, when you call on the TV or just try to get something for $9.95 or something, it's just going to be the documentation. They're not going to actually fund it and do all the paperwork. What I mean by that, having a living trust without it being funded is like having a closet, and your closet in your home have no clothes in it. The clothes are on the bed or on the dresser or on the table. The clothes are not in the closet. So having a living trust that's not funded has no assets in it, don't have the house in it, don't have the bank account in it. So you want to not just have a living trust, you want to have a funded living trust. In other words, you want to have a closet and you want to put your clothes in there.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
A living trust, it avoids probate. Now, who needs a living trust? Well, a living trust if you give us a call, we'll go over your situation and say, yeah, this seems like a case for a living trust. Or oftentimes you can use what we call a ladybird deed. It's probably $150 for ladybird deed. It does a lot of what the living trust does. Living trust is you want to use that if you have more than one asset, or if you have, more than one child. You probably want to use a living trust. But a ladybird deed, man, like I used a ladybird deed. My mom, when she just died in August,
Gotcha.
We had a ladybird deed. My mom had a life estate on there when she got ready to pass. It was me on there. So we didn't have to go through probate. We need nothing. We just, hey, I'm on there and nothing ever happened.
And
Mom.
the asset is in your name now.
And it's in my name. Property tax is in my name. As soon as she passed, everything's in my name.
No courts, no judges.
No courts, no costs, no
probate.
nothing.
Okay.
That ladybird, matter of fact, that ladybird deed, it was a piece of paper and it cost me $0. One piece of paper. Ladybird deed. Mom
saved
to
you
me.
so much.
What?
So you got a couple of siblings. So
I got two older sisters.
Nobody can contest it.
No contesting, no nothing.
No.
They knew.
They knew.
Okay.
All right.
They knew. So that's the live. We talked about that during the year. If you all want to know more about that, just give us a call. 305-825-1444. Another thing we talked about was annuities. What is an annuity? Fancy word, annuity.
Fancy word,
I mean, if you say cat, dog, I get a visual. But can you get a visual with somebody say annuity? What that look like?
Right.
Who can?
People recognize savings account, checking account, CDs, maybe even a stock, but annuity? That's like annuity.
Annuity.
Yeah. I hear it all the time, and it's still like, why did they come up with that one?
Yeah, like Cadillac converter.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
And why are they stealing them?
Yeah.
money.
What is that?
Annuity. That's
Okay.
probably a mystery.
Well, we like annuities.
We like annuities.
Annuities is one of them categories that's not a maybe, but is a sure thing.
Okay.
It's a guarantee.
Show enough.
It's a show enough thing.
Show enough.
Stocks is a maybe. Stocks up, stocks go down.
Right.
But annuities, it's an insurance company. It's guaranteed to happen.
The G word.
It's guaranteed. It's show enough, right? I mean, so when you think about that, when I think about annuities is basically a stream of income.
Okay.
That you receive for the rest of your life. Everybody likes that, right?
Everybody likes it.
Social Security. It's really an annuity, but they call it Social Security.
See, that's another term folks can get with.
Right.
Not annuity.
They can get with Social Security.
They can get with Social
Because
Security.
you get heard repetitionally.
Over
Social
and over.
Social Security taxes, Social Security. That's right.
Retirement, pension, but annuity.
Pension is an annuity. That's an annuity. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If you win the lotto and you say, I want to get a stream of income over the next 20 years, that's an annuity.
Okay.
You got it?
See, those things people can get with, but annuity. It's
what
not.
is it?
Yeah.
Like your spleen. Where is it?
Yeah.
How many people know where their spleen at? Most people do not know what a spleen is. You got to point to the spleen.
I know it's important.
I know.
But I just don't know why.
An annuity. And there are different type of annuities.
Okay.
There are variable annuities. So when you say, anytime you say variable, whatever money is in there, the value does what?
Fluctuate up and down.
Okay. That ain't a show enough to me. That's not a guarantee.
Okay.
So you do have them type of annuities, Fixed annuity, is fixed.
No more, no less.
No more. They said they're gonna pay you 5% a year. You're getting 5% a year.
Yeah, but other investments getting 12%.
Okay, there's annuity for that.
Okay, but your fixed one not gonna participate in that.
I like the fixed index annuity.
Oh, now see, that's you're getting real fancy annuity. Now it's a fixed index annuity, and it's a variable annuity.
Linda, it ain't no fancy than all them different type of BMW out there. This BMW look like this, and this look like a bubble. This looks smaller.
People be knowing that X5 turbo, like
X5, X1, Same thing about a Mercedes-Benz. I've never seen as many Mercedes-Benz models as I
Yes,
see now. And
yeah.
BMWs, they used to have like 2 or 3 different models or something.
Yeah.
Now they got 20 different models or
Yeah.
something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
when you talk about annuities, I mean, you got basically the basic.
So they joining the crowd of all the different models as well.
It's choices, options. It's choices.
Okay.
Some people like it this, some people like it hot, some people like it warm.
And they serve different purposes.
Yes.
Okay.
So a variable annuity, I don't know why anybody would get a variable annuity. I just do not know why. A lot of
Okay.
brokers sell that because they get more commission off that.
Okay.
Okay. And a lot of people have that and don't even know they have it.
Okay.
But a variable annuity is up and down, it's helter skelter, and the fees inside of a variable annuity is anywhere from 2.5% to 3.5% annually.
Gotcha.
That's a lot of money. People don't even think they're getting charged, but you're getting charged that.
Okay.
So those variable annuities, beware of a V, variable annuity.
Okay.
Okay, I'm telling you.
Okay.
And I've been in this business for over 37 years. I'm telling you, I wouldn't get it from my worst enemy.
Okay.
If you're gonna do an annuity, be a fixed, like you already know. It's like you're on a 9-to-5 job. They're paying you, $20 an hour. You know you're gonna get $20 an hour. That's it.
That's it.
Don't just show up, do enough not to get fired, and they pay you enough not to quit. At least you know what you're going to get that 3% raise. At least you feel comfortable.
Right.
That's a fixed
annuity. Okay.
5%, bam.
Gotcha.
Okay? 5 years, 7 years, whatever, 10 years, you got it, right?
Okay.
But if you want a little bit more action, you want to get that guarantee.
Who doesn't want more action?
Well, some people don't,
Okay.
You got different type of people, Linda.
This is true.
Some
This is
people want a
true.
little bit more action.
I'm an action person.
Some people don't want no spike in their teeth.
No bourbon.
No, they don't want a little shot.
No shot.
Some people just want tea.
Okay. All right. All right.
Right? So here, if you want a little bit more action on that annuity, you
Mhm.
say, but I don't want to take no risk. I don't want to lose nothing.
Mm.
If I want a little bit more than that 5%, the possibilities,
Okay.
we hope to get more.
Okay.
That's the index annuity. So that means you cannot lose a dime. Okay.
So the G word is still there.
So
the
you're getting that
guarantee.
5%.
Okay.
But the market goes up for the year,
Mm-hmm.
like it did this year. If the market goes up
Mm-hmm.
10%, 20%,
Mm-hmm.
that 5% goes up 20%. If the market and your money goes up,
And my money go up with it.
goes up with it.
Okay.
If the market next year, the market go down,
Okay.
your money stay.
It's locked in
Locked
at the
in.
previous
Growth.
growth.
Whatever
Well,
grows,
who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want that spice?
What people don't understand, they don't even know that these
Who
different
would
choices
just want
out here.
a fixed 5% when I can participate in the market and keep my? It's got to be. Why would one pick one? Does you have to have a higher initial investment? Give me a reason why I would not want the spice.
Well, who wouldn't want to live in trust over a will? A lot of people
People that
have
don't
wills.
know.
People that don't know. People that don't know, Linda. There's a lot of things that you don't know. That's what I'm saying, man. Me growing up with nothing and me having to learn all this stuff. There's a lot. I mean, I could cry of so much that's out there to help people in their lives, and the system does not teach you. But the system said, listen, you grown now. You ain't a kid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can watch TV, go out and play,
Mm-hmm.
drink a beer, or
Mhm.
you could be on your path, growing and learning how to have a better life. You have to dedicate yourself to being better. Good, better, best. Never let them rest
Oh Lord.
until your good becomes your better, and that better becomes your best. That is what we are here to do, to be as good as we can be. God gave us a gift of life. Our gift to God is what we do with our life, not just sit here and say, I'm here. No, let's do something, man. Help somebody, love, share, learn, grow.
Okay.
You'll be much more happier. Okay, don't get me started.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so did I go over annuities good?
Really good. I
Okay.
like the one with the spice. We all know no variable. You don't never sell variable. Don't like it. High fees. Fixed
But-
annuity, sure enough thing, no spice. Fixed index annuity.
Yes.
You can have your cake and eat it too.
Rob,
Yeah.
one of the things you want to tell them is where can you get the money to fund it?
Oh, yeah. So you know what? We have this thing called Family Bank that we do, and what happens is you'll be surprised. Most people think they don't have, but that's because you didn't look good. That's why we call it an MRI. That's why we call it an ultrasound.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we call it X-rays.
Mm-hmm.
So at the Henderson Finance Group, when you come, we look at your ins and out. We do an MRI, a financial MRI on you, not medical, but financial. We find the money. We find the assets that you are just giving up. A lot of people are unknowingly losing money. Okay, they making mistakes. They're paying too much for this or that. We save them the money, then we take that money that we saved them, and then we invest that money.
Well, I already admitted to it and told all of my girlfriends, don't call me for no girls' night out. Don't call me to go have cocktails. Every time I leave my house, it's $100. And so I think I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people spending money on eating out.
Yeah, no, a lot of people.
We in this huge YOLO economy. You only live once, and people just, I'm going to take this trip. And so, yeah, we find the money, in other words, and a lot of it is in your stomach.
One of the things, Rob, that they don't know is how much they've got in that 401k that they could do better with it by coming to the Henderson Financial Group. So you can show them how to invest those funds.
Yes, as a matter of fact, one of the strategies that we use, something that's called a in-service 401k. Most people feel that in order to get access to their 401k or to roll their 401k over to a different type of plan and strategy, that they have to quit the job or retire, or leave service. But a lot of companies, when they set up their 401k plan, inside of the plan docs, there's a component in there that says if an employee wants to do an in-service rollover, take their money while they're still working and continue working, they can roll it over to an index annuity, or they can roll it over, to another plan, a qualified plan.
They can't get their hands on it.
Right. They can roll it over.
They can roll it over.
But they can direct it. They have choices.
Wow.
And most people have choices. They don't know they have choices.
Absolutely.
I think that I think there is a overabundance of people that don't use all the choices that's available to them.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree 100%.
That's the problem. We have more
100%.
choices available to us than we even know.
Even in our personal lives.
Yes. Especially in our personal life. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We have more
relationships. You think you stuck in that marriage or that relationship. You think you can't go nowhere. You think, how will I live?
Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt like that? And then
Stop, Robert. Stop. Linda, don't go for that, Linda.
I want to know if she's talking from experience or this is just theory.
Linda.
Well, I'm talking from experience. Listen, my first encounter about being stuck and being unstuck. I was 6 years old and I was living in Chicago with my mother and my father.
Okay.
And my father was a drunkard. And he would come home, and just because he didn't bring any money home, his self-esteem was so low, and my mother would be feeding her 3 kids. He said I had this conversation with him. That's why I know this. And he said his self-esteem was so low, and he didn't bring no money home. He gambled or drank it up. And my mother somehow found money to give us cornflakes to feed us. And he just assumed you must have got it from another man.
Oh.
And he would start beating her.
Oof.
He really would. And one night, Johnny May Henderson said, listen, I'm not taking this. Your father coming home, Robert. I am leaving here. You going with me or you staying? I said, what kind of question is that?
So you thought you didn't think you were stuck. That wasn't, even at 6 years old, you knew you had a choice. And I don't know, you didn't feel stuck like, oh my God, I got to stay here with my daddy.
No, I knew he was coming home. I knew every time he came home, that stink, that smell he smelled. And I knew when he came home, it was always chaos. The house was calm. When he got home, it was chaos. I hated him to come home. And then so my mom said she was leaving. So my mom said, she gave me the choice. Do you stand with your daddy? Because I don't want to hear about my daddy. I said, no, I'm going with you. Where it's peace and calm. So we left.
Okay.
But what my mom did, what I did not realize at the time, she was demonstrating. She wasn't just talking. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. The next time I'm going to do that. One day. No. She put action in it. My mom sold all the furniture in that apartment, an apartment 905, Chicago, Illinois, South Federal Highway. Yes, I do. 6 years old. My mom, the neighbors, because they knew Johnny May my father would abuse her.
Okay.
Because they would say, knock on the door sometime,
Okay.
So listen, Johnny May, they helped us. He sell a table, sell a couch, sold all that stuff. Johnny May got on a Greyhound bus all the way to Cincinnati, Ohio, to Auntie Lucille.
Mm.
When we got there, man, all through the night traveling,
Right.
Auntie Lucille granted us. She opened that door with some brown liquor and a cigarette. Get y'all asses in here. Yes, she did. I'll never forget that, man. I was the Underground Railroad.
Oh my goodness.
But let me tell you what happened.
Mm-hmm.
When we arrived there.
Mm-hmm.
Later on in life, when I reflected,
Mm-hmm.
I said, my mama got us out of jail. Let me tell you something. My mother only loved one man in her life. What they call her, one woman's man or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what my mother was.
Okay.
Now she had other, she got married again, stepfather.
Mm-hmm.
That was for convenience. You know how y'all do it. You know how y'all do it.
You got Social Security. Yeah. Okay.
But she always told us that was her love. If he wouldn't have done her like that, he would have stayed with her. But even though she loved him,
Right.
that's the point that
She didn't feel stuck.
She
didn't
didn't
let
feel
that love
stuck.
make her feel. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And she wasn't gonna have abusive relationship because she loved him.
Gotcha.
She said, "Give me liberty or give me death."
Right.
And
right,
she
right.
left.
She left.
So that let me know if
Mhm.
I ever got into a jam and I love something, but it's hurting me,
Mm.
I'm gone.
Gotcha.
You could have everything. You could have the house, you can have the car, but I'm going because I'm the seed.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm the seed, that means I can grow the fruit.
Well, I definitely, my first marriage, that was easy because he got on crack. So I knew I loved him. I loved Chico, you know that.
Yes.
And I finally I couldn't do it.
Yeah, you did.
That
Y'all
was
down.
easy.
Y'all was down to 2 flat tires.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
And they was down like 2 flat tires. Boy, they'll be picking oranges together. Linda was down with her husband. 19 years old. She married. they be washing cars together. Married. She was down with that dude. She would went with that dude to the end of the road. Boy,
Yeah, but
when he got on that crack, she couldn't.
I
She
couldn't,
couldn't,
yeah,
she
I
couldn't
couldn't.
handle that. She could
Rob,
not
that's
do
another
that.
podcast. That's another podcast.
Okay.
That's
We
another
talking about being stuck. Okay, we talking about being stuck and making choices.
Yeah. The
That's the
second
point.
marriage was much more financially secure, but and that was a little tougher. Okay. All right.
Stop, Linda. Okay,
Well,
Rob.
he ain't dead yet, so you got you can't tell
I
that
can
now.
still-
Yeah,
Okay, I can't tell. Okay.
yeah, but it was good.
One
But
night-
it was time to go. That's all.
Okay.
and
I didn't feel
speaking of
stuck.
time to go, Rob. Look at the time. Look at this.
Look at the time.
Oh my God! It's so recapping.
Recap.
I mean, we didn't get a chance to get into
Oh,
tax
goodness.
strategy. We talked about tax
When's the last
strategy.
Saturday of the year? The
Okay.
boss will let us go over a little bit, right?
Go ahead.
The
Hey,
boss will let us go over just a little bit.
I'm fine, but I know he probably got a call at 11:30.
Oh, you know
10:30.
you're right. You're right. We got to check. Well, yeah. this is true.
Well, I got to talk about tax strategy.
Okay, go ahead. Okay,
right.
go ahead.
Tax strategy. Now, there's a difference between tax preparing. We talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big difference between tax preparing and tax planning.
Gotcha.
Think about that. I mean, and y'all school teachers out there that's listening and watching, do you think that you could plan the lesson after the kids get to school? No,
No.
you got to plan earlier. As a matter of fact, them kids have so many days off. Lord Jesus,
I
Teachers
know.
planning day.
Every time I turn around,
they planning. They just
That's why
planning day.
Johnny can't read.
Planning. So I'm saying that to say this:
Okay.
throughout the whole entire year,
Mm-hmm.
you're supposed to be meeting with your accountant or your financial advisor
Okay.
to go over tax strategies, because the choices that you make is going to have tax implications. Either you're going to be paying or not paying. Remember, there's 3 buckets. 3 buckets that all of us have to deal with, whether we like it or not.
Okay.
There's a bucket that tax. Anything you pay or get received,
Mhm.
you got to pay tax on that. Okay.
Okay.
The other bucket is tax deferred. Tax deferred, big word, but they mean postpone. You ain't
Gotcha.
paying the taxes until later.
Gotcha.
And the other taxes is tax free.
Okay.
No taxes. Now, all of us,
Mhm.
if we got any type of sound mind, should want tax free.
Okay.
But if you look at most people assets and where they're saving their money, they're in the taxable, and most of the money is in tax postponement, tax deferred money.
Okay.
Because people are saving for retirement, IRAs, 403Bs, 401k. That's and guess who keep a tab on all that money?
That uncle.
Uncle Sam. And Uncle Sam, and you don't even know when you come time to tax it, you don't even know what Uncle Sam, how much he may say you're going to be paid. Taxes are going to be 60% now, 50%. You're leaving
Can't
all the
predict the
choices up
future.
to
Yeah.
the Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
You taking all your control away and giving it to someone else.
Well, one way you can guarantee what taxes you're going to pay and how much is to pay it now.
That's right. That's right.
And
don't have
not
to pay
leave it up to chance and
That's right.
20, 30 years from now.
Pay it now.
Pay it now.
I like the Roth. I like put money, pay it now and put the money into the cash value life insurance.
Okay.
I like it now because you have access to it.
Okay.
And you create other assets. And then I like the Roth also. For 2024, I want you all to call to my office to do some Roth convertibles. Convert from a traditional postponement taxes to convert it to tax-free. And you can do that. You can convert your IRA, you can convert your 401k, you can convert all your retirement, you can convert them to a non-taxable status. And that's what you want to do. So when you take the money out, there's no taxes. But the only drawback is you have to, when you go to a Roth, you have to keep it in there for at least 5 years before you take it out, or be 59 and a half. Now, if you're 59 and a half, then you're good.
Okay.
Okay. But for the younger people, as a matter of fact, we do strategies where we put money in Roths for young people. And when you put a 13-year-old or a 15-year-old and start them with a Roth, oh my goodness, by the time they 25, 30, man, you put it in a good, solid investments. Oh my God, they'll love you and thank you forever.
Absolutely.
Taxes strategy. Most people pay too much in taxes than they have to pay, and they do not know it. I'm telling you, call the Henderson Financial Group to get a complete makeover, a complete MRI, do a complete X-rays. That's what we're going to do. Everything is confidential because we're fiduciaries. Call 305-825-1444. It cannot be a happy new year if it's an old you. In order for it to be a new year, it's got to be a new you. Now, we're not talking about going out and get your body done. We're talking about your mind. The new you, we ain't talking about how you dressed up.
No BBL.
No BBL. No wig on or whatever. No shiny, all that. In order for it to be a new you,
okay,
you have to get your mind right. It's what they call renewing of the mind, not the body.
Okay.
Renewing of the mind. When you renew your mind, there's nothing more powerful than that. When you get a new mind, a new thought, making better choices.
Amen.
So happy new you, ladies and gentlemen. Happy new you. Right, James?
That's
James,
great. That's great. That's
you
great.
know we need some prayer, brother.
Oh, do we?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We really do.
Well, I really do want to say, Rob, though, thank you, and Linda, and Antonio, and High C, Tavares, and Jasmine, and all the others. And of course, your affiliates, whether it's Miss Mays, I saw her on there, or
Mr. Anna Dupree.
Yeah, Larissa. And, a lot of people we connect with and you've connected with to help other people.
Yes.
And most people think that because we realize that no one of us can do as well as when all of us of like-mindedness come together to serve others. And through service comes success. So, hey, my salute to all of you and your company. And we're going to say that in 2024, Rob, they haven't seen anything yet. So, ladies and gentlemen, Father God, Lord Jesus, Holy Spirit, we humbly come before you. As Robert has said earlier, we're going to make this new year a year of choices. But along with that, I'd like to add counsel and change, because recognizing choices without getting counsel and without making the change is not going to add up to the blessings that you have for us, oh God. So give us that type of knowledge, understanding, and wisdom so that, yes, we can do better, be better, and we can better serve others so that you will get the glory. And we promise if you will continue to give us life, we're going to continue to serve. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Church say amen. Call 305-825-1444. And you can also visit our website at the Henderson Financial Group. www.thehendersonfinancialgroup.com. And you'll find a plethora of information there. He would love it. It's interaction, and you would really love it. Thank you. Happy New Year. Happy New You. Linda?
The first Saturday of the year, you gentlemen can wear your dress up and your bling. I know you didn't get the memo this Saturday, but the first Saturday, you guys can dress up.
So that's next Saturday. You're going to be here?
I'll be here if you're going to dress up.
You want me to come in black tie and bling bling?
Oh, I haven't seen you in black tie tuxedo in a long time. A long time.
No,
since you got married.
Well, that was 36 years ago.
Exactly. I'll see you guys next Saturday dressed up.
All right.
Okay. All right. I commit. If I can find me a purple suit, Rob.
Happy New Year, Miss
Happy
Dupree.
New Year.
Happy New Year,
Happy
Donna.
New Year.
Happy New Year, Miss Joanne Witherspoon. Happy New Year, Islam. Happy New Year, Miss Valerie Lewis. Happy New Year, Mr. and Ms. Redhead. Happy New Year, Jeff. Happy New Year, Lynette. Happy New Year, Miss Vickers. Happy New Year, Brenda Brown. Happy New Year, Pete Parnell. Iris. Happy New Year, Denise Ward. Aaron Harris. Happy New Year. And Happy New Year to all of you all who hide and did not post, but we know you're there. We love you and we love you more. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Great weekend. Be safe. And Happy New Year and Happy New Year, the year of choices. Yes. Peace, love, blessings.